Todd Lebo here with a Mavericks Minute for you with Sports Radio 810 online here for you. We've got Nate Knoepke, defenseman for the Kansas City Mavericks. Now, Nate, you've been here for a while with the Mavs, right? So you've been a part of this team growing up and getting all the way to the Kelly Cup Finals last year. What's this run been like with what you've been around here for a couple of years?
Yeah, it's been awesome, especially my first year coming in. I think we just snuck into playoffs. And we were about 500. Kind of an up and down year. It was a good first year to kind of experience, and then last year, which is the run we went on, it was awesome to really get to experience like the postseason, best of 7 series. I've never been a part of anything like that before, so that was awesome to see like the playoff mentality kind of come into play.
Long playoffs.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's a long playoffs in this. How tough was that to kind of be at that level every single night when the playoffs are that long?
It's we got pretty fortunate with how our schedule worked out. We had 13 days off after our first series, which is pretty rare. But
just take care of business, you know. You do a sweep and you got time.
We're quick with it. So, but it's tough to do. But it's kind of the whole regular season. You might kind of moan and groan a little bit about how long it is, but once playoff time comes, it doesn't matter if you're playing every night or whatsoever. It's just kind of you're in that mentality of playoffs, and you just don't even notice it really.
Now, it's hard to stay good in any sport at any level. It's probably especially hard at this level because so many guys come in and out on rosters. But you guys are off to a really good start again this year. Do you have that kind of championship quality feel like you had last year that you could make another deep run?
I do, yeah. I think we do a great job in KC of not having many transactions. Where a lot of teams have tons of turnover. Where we have our group and we stick with it the whole year. And I think kind of just from last year to this year, people say like you have to go to the finals and lose the finals to learn how to win. So I think last year kind of helped us in a way for this year.
Tell me about your path through to get to where you are. You grew up in Minnesota, south of the Twin Cities, right? So you grew up close enough to a big city if you wanted to go, play hockey up there. But your youth hockey experience, what was it like where you grew up?
Youth hockey's awesome in Minnesota. I think Minnesota is one of the only states that doesn't have. It's called Tier 1, where it's all like AAA teams, but you play for your city in Minnesota basically until you're through high school, and they have the big high school hockey tournament there. That's a huge deal, but it was awesome to get to play with all your buddies that you go to school with every day. And then I was fortunate enough to go after high school. I went to play in Ann Arbor for the national junior team, and then from there went to Minnesota for a year, and then that was kind of like a huge dream of mine, being a local kid. I grew up like the Gophers were cooler than the NHL at that point, and so that didn't really work out, and I ended up going and finishing my school at Nebraska Omaha, and that was one of the best things that's ever happened to me. I loved that city, and it's
a really good hockey program too.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing. People get so used to watching college basketball or football around these parts, and you think, well, this is the top level or whatever. Nebraska Omaha hockey is unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
They really love it up there. What was your time like there?
Oh, it was unbelievable. I loved it. We were kind of in a little bit of a rebuild kind of thing my first year where we struggled, but towards the end of my time there, we were great arena. It probably holds 8,000 people. We were getting 7,000, 8,000 every night, and the fans are awesome. The community's awesome, and it was a nice, it's a big city, but it gives you more of like a small town feel a little bit in Omaha to me.
Yeah. Now, you've been here, like I said, for a few years. What's your favorite part about being a Maverick?
Oh, there's a lot of great things. One big bonus, my family lives in Kansas City now, so that's been super beneficial just to be around home-cooked meals. Every once in a while, I can just go home and get a meal. But the fans are awesome in Kansas City. Like the other guys have said, like sports here are crazy. Even like the Chiefs are obviously the top dogs, but even like for when they do our anthem at our games, at the end they yell Chiefs.
Yeah.
It's just like the sports culture here is amazing.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. I grew up here, so we're kind of used to having like lots of different things to do that way. When you grew up, I'm assuming you probably liked the Vikings, you probably liked the Twins and all that stuff. Now, so have you kind of said it's all right that the Chiefs win Super Bowls, or how's that work for you?
I'm still 50-50 a little bit.
Okay.
I'm a pretty diehard Vikings fan, so it was easier when they were struggling.
Yeah.
And then I could upset all my buddies and be like, oh, I live in Kansas City, I'm a Chiefs fan now, but it's
they're better this year.
They are, yeah.
They're better this year.
It's been fun to watch, but the Chiefs it's hard to knock the Chiefs too much because every time you could make fun of how they play, and then it's Super Bowl.
Yeah, they just kind of win.
You
all
don't
the
really
time.
have too much of an argument if they keep winning Super Bowls.
No, you don't. So when you I think you're a unique guy to talk to because you did grow up like it's the Midwest, right? It's the upper Midwest with Minnesota, but you've played with guys from all over the world, right? Who come through here. What's that been like to like just meet people who have played from other countries? I mean, not just Canada. I mean, there's guys come out from all over the place to play.
Yeah,
here.
it's when you're younger, you don't realize how big but how small the hockey world is. Where you're always just playing with buddies that live down the street, and now it's getting to the point where you've played with guys from Sweden, Russia, Czech Republic, Slovakia. It's been awesome to see, and everyone like for how small the hockey world is. You could go to a new team, and the first person you talk to, you can find a connection with someone you've played with, or someone could be someone that's from Sweden that you both know. It's just awesome to see how much like the game is kind of growing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And what they want to grow here in Kansas City is more young hockey fans, and you guys are a big part of that with the Mavericks too, because there aren't a lot of places to go skate around Kansas City, and you guys, I know you have skates after games and all that kind of stuff. What's it like to see some of these kids around here who didn't grow up with it the way you did?
I think the Mavs are doing a great job building the game. My first couple of years living in Kansas City, I would help run camps over the summer, and it's just awesome to see like how our school day game, it was sold out. We had 6,000 kids, and every time walking in or out of the tunnel, the kids are all lined up there just screaming at us, and they're all for it. It's been awesome to see the game growing.
It's been a lot of fun talking to you, Nate Knoepke. He's one of your Mavs who's been here for a couple years, wants to get back to that Kelly Cup. Got to win it the second time around.